Hey VC, JG Yokohama, Jeff, back again. It's Vinyl Tag 2012. Seems like it wasn't that long ago we were doing 2020. Um, hmm. So yeah, this one I tried to do a little deeper cuts. Yeah, between Steve and Vinyl Rich and yeah, even Andrew himself. They actually picked some of the albums I would have picked. So I tried to do a little bit deeper cut. So a little inspired by Sean because he went kind of deep. Some of these are good. I don't know. I don't. I was trying to pick up some newer stuff, but yeah, it ended up being some stuff I showed recently. So whatever, you're gonna see them again. So vinyl 2021. So yeah, I figure there's gonna be some new viewers on this one. So let's get started. So you're gonna see me looking off screen so I can read all this stuff because it's a long one. Discovery in 2020. Quite a few discoveries in 2020, but yeah, this was actually the only 2020 album I actually bought that was actually new in 2020 anyway. Irreversible Entanglements. So I would describe it as jazz, but it would fall under kind of like protest music, spiritual, a little free jazzy at times. Definitely not for everyone, but yeah, I've been really enjoying this. Like it every time I listen to it. So, um, yep. So again, that was Panique's Boston Rob. So shout out to him. I think actually we're supposed to do a shout out on this, so I guess that counts. And next question was a quarantine buy. Hundreds of quarantine buys. Uh, hundreds of hundreds of quarantine buys. I did get out and do some digging this year where I probably shouldn't have. Luckily, never caught the COVID. But yeah, this was one of the first quarantine buys where I was like, I really, really want this. Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel. This is a comp. It's missing one song I really do want, which is a oh shoot, it was something off Abbey Road that he covered. What was it? I'm pulling a blank, but yeah, it was an Abbey Road song. Anyway, oh, Here Comes the Sun. He does an awesome version of Here Comes the Sun, which is not on this because it probably came out like one or two records after this comp. But yeah, it's just glam rock. Rather fond of it. Actually, my birth year, I believe, yeah, he had like a really big. Make Me Smile was his big hit, which was my birth month or whatever. Apparently, was the #1 hit. So I think that's how I discovered it. Discovered him. But yeah, that was definitely a quarantine buy because just gotta have I had a itching to listen to that properly. Um, Next was a question. It was an LP you want to find in 2012. Something I've been looking for a while, and I was going to buy the reissue, and I stupidly did not, thinking it was there was a lot more pressings than there were. I missed out on the that repress of Dead Boys, was it Young and Snotty or something? Oh man, something snotty. Anyway, definitely need that one. It's really high on my list. I was putting it off just because I thought the repress was a lot more common, but apparently it wasn't. So I missed out on the repress, and I have not seen original on the cheap in quite some time. So yeah, I do need to hunt one down. That's one of those top 100 albums I am actually missing. I do not have in any format, so I might just buy it on CD just to have it. Next box set. Shown this before. It's kind of a tough one. I really like the Velvet Underground box set that the Mana releases, but yeah, of all the box sets I have, actually this is probably not even my favorite of the box sets of theirs, but I really love these Numero Unwound box sets. Um, not This one's not my favorite. I really like the one that has Fake Train on it, but this leads into the next one. I'm going to skip one question just so I can keep going here. So an album where an artist or a band changed directions. So yeah, it is this band Unwound. So Numero has 4 box sets of their music. I only need to get the first one, which has their really early recordings with their first drummer. They really didn't start making it big until they got Sarah Lund on drums. But they're considered to be one of the first math rock bands, but they're more of like an art rock, experimental, uh, fall into like some kind of hardcore punk, experimental art rock in that vein. At the time, they were very original. I guess they had a lot of imitators down the road, but they not quite as bad as like say like the Pixies, where like they sound really dated now just because too many people copied them. But yeah, they're still probably my favorite band. But where they changed, so these box sets they go like in sequential order. They come with really nice booklet written by the band. Unfortunately, the bass player Vern passed away last year. I believe it was last year. I don't know. It's been so fuzzy. So many people passing away. I want to say it was last year. But yeah, they have these great books talking about the history of the band and how they evolved. So I picked them as that question where they took a drastic change. Their very last album they did right as the band was breaking up. Yeah, they were a lot more noisy. So a lot of people, this is their favorite album. For me, it's always been their least favorite. But actually, after I got the box set and I really started listening to it, it's really um, turned me on to this album. So Leaves Turn Inside You. So a lot more slick. It has a lot. It's not as unique as their earlier side, I'd say, but in this case, I think it did get copied a lot by a lot of those indie, kind of indie hardcore. I wouldn't go like emo, but I guess it was influenced by emo. But it's a lot more slick than their other albums. They're getting a lot more experimental. I think the album possibly lost a little bit of its power over the years just because so many people imitated it. But they definitely did. They definitely took a big turn there as far as their sound is concerned. And some of the stuff I'm going to show later too also would count for this category. But there's a lot of overlap on these questions for me anyway. So a lot of these albums I'm showing definitely would qualify for multiple questions. Let me see. Concept album. Again, I think 2 or 3 of the ones at least would count as concept albums. But this is one I just had pulled from a previous stack. This was a recent pickup of mine. Highly recommend it. Uh, Roland Howard's Roland S. Howard of Birthday Party, where Nick Cave got his start. So teenage snuff film. He's collaborated a lot with Lydia Lunch over the years. So he was part of that New York no wave scene. This one gets a little more gothy. Original was '99, so a little bit later in his career. It's a little more gothy sound than the typical no wave whatevers. But yeah, alternative, a bit on the dark side. But yeah, this was his first actual solo, and then this one, he's going for like a kind of a soundtrack thing. So that's the theme, I guess. Teenage Snuff Films. It is dark, but excellent album. It's over 3 sides. Yeah, it's yeah, the credits and all are done exactly like you would expect from like a film soundtrack, but it's not a film soundtrack. So nice etched vinyl on there. It's pretty cool. So that's my answer for concept album for this one. Yeah, trying to at least go in a direction other people have not. Yep, white label promo. So we're showing a white label promo. So definitely not many of these out there. Only a handful probably floating around. So I'm going to show Masahiko Togashi and Steve Lacy. Again, kind of experimental jazz, free jazz, avant-garde. So this one, yeah, it just says sample on it in Japanese, white label. So that's about as white as you can get. And yeah, that's the only mark it has. It just has in Japanese sample. So I guess this was like went out to maybe a record, maybe radio stations or something in Japan. I don't know. It's pretty great shape for the most part. Yeah, VG plus ish. Looks near mint otherwise. Let's see. Yeah, that's one of the ones I've maybe paid up more for than anything else because it was just that rare. I saw it and it was kind of like, holy crap, that's worth a lot more than they got it marked for, but it's still pricey. I'm buying it. Wife agreed. So, yep, ever short of money, I could sell that one, I guess. Comp. This is a compilation. This one I picked up a while back. Slitherama, this is volume 3. I definitely want to hunt down some of these other ones. So I showed that Japan Rock Sampler album, book in the past. So a lot of the bands mentioned in that do show up in here. So as you see, it's psychedelic bands. I think it's supposed to be Tokyo in particular. But yeah, this is pretty much all the bands that book's talking about. So it's got the Outcasts, the Spiders, the Mops, the Jaguars are in here. There's Golden Cups, Sharp Five. So it's got a lot of those early kind of garagey psych bands out of Tokyo. Early psych, garage bands. So this is a really great comp. Yeah, it's on like a kind of a purplish color vinyl. I'm not gonna bother, but it's like a purple color. But yeah, this is a really great comp. I definitely want to hunt down some of the other ones. I don't think they go for a ton of money, but they can be a little hard to find because I did vaguely look for some in the past. Next, an album that needs a vinyl pressing. A lot of Japanese stuff here. This is a Japanese Tokyo-based band I rather like. Triple Junk, punk band. This is just, I think this is their first promo they did. But yeah, they really should be releasing this on vinyl. It's an awesome album. I'll play it every once in a while. It's just a CDR. I think it's 4 tracks-ish. It's 3 tracks. Yep. So yeah, that's a great one. I want to get some of their other stuff. I think they have a few 7-inches. Next, album that tells a story. So again, this would qualify for several ones. The band definitely changed directions. A little bit different sound. So this one I went with the Kinks soap opera. So the whole album, it's a concept album too, but it tells the story of the Star Maker and like it's like either like a delusional dude who thinks he's a rock star or some godlike entity coming down to earth that's the Star Maker who makes this boring everyday man a rock star. One or the other. It was all in his head, but yeah, it talks about how this being comes down to earth. It's kind of a glam album for the Kinks, but he did, this godlike being turns this every man into a rock star, and how that goes. So the concept album and tells a story. It's kind of interesting. So I paid like $5 for this, but I think they usually go for a bit more. I've seen this like maybe once other before, but I didn't want to spend $15-20 for it. But when I found it for $5 in this shape, I was like, well, I'll buy it. And glad I did. Great album. Not for everyone, no. Let's see. Something else. A common album and an uncommon album. Yeah, whatever. I just pulled one that's both. So this is original pressing of Nirvana's Nevermind. I bought soon after it came out. That's the original DJC, whatever, David Geffen Company pressing. So these go for some bucks. They're pretty rare. Not that many of you bought them because nobody was buying vinyl in the 90s other than people like me. We're getting kind of a yellow cast. It's kind of weird. But anyway, yeah. So it's both. Oh, I got a penis on the screen. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it counts for both. I'm not gonna bother pulling it out. It's just on the DGC label, same as like Sonic Youth and all this. Black vinyl. EP. This again would count for multiple entries here, but I just pulled the 10-inch. Huggy Bear. So experimental art rock. They fell into the Riot Girls. Yeah, so it would count for one of the other ones. Kind of regret. I saw a Japanese pressing for this for like a couple of bucks. I wish I picked it up just to have it because it looked like it was pretty dusty. But I should have just gotten it. I love this album that much. So Huggy Bear taking the rough with the smooch. Um, I think they only really had like a couple of releases. They just split with Bikini Kill, which I could have pulled too. In a way, I almost like that album better. But yeah, really good one. Taking the rush with the smooch had some kind of free jazzy tracks on there and some kind of straight up indie punky kind of stuff on there. Let's see. Girl group. Let's see. Out of order somehow. Ah, shoot. Okay. Well, I had another one in mind. Let me go grab that. Can I pause this? Oh, I can pause this. Alright, so I hope I'm recording again. So girl group, yeah, Huggy Bear would have counted, I guess, but I'm pretty sure there was a dude in that band. Never got to see them. It was a shame. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a dude in that band. But girl band, I want something that's all girls, so this is the one that just came to mind. I was trying to pick something that no one else was going to show. New Bloods, so on Kill Rock Stars again, same as Bikini Kill and Huggy Bear. So, and kind of art rocky. So there's like violin or viola or something on there. It's different. It's not one I haven't played this. I've only played it like a few times maybe, but yeah, I think that I was turned on to this one this year too. So this could be a discovery in 2020 because I think Sean turned me on to this. But yeah, very unique all-girl group, three-piece band, power trio. So it's like viola, guitar, drums, I think. But yeah, anyway, pretty interesting one. I'd pick up more. They have a little Zydeco influence there because I think they're Creole or something. Definitely very punk for the area they come from. Let's see, album cover you love. I had a few things on my mind for this one. On the beach, Neil Young, I love. I was gonna pull that originally. But I pulled a couple others. I've shown these before, of course, but this one, no one else is probably going to show. Rainbow Goblins by Masayoshi Takanaka. So, Prague. It tells a story, too. So this is based on the children's book. So, beautiful illustrations. Comes with like a little booklet. It's a double album. Yeah, it has a booklet. It has more illustrations from the children's book in it. But yeah, really good album. Prague guitarist. Japan. This is one of those ones there was a copy of the local shop. Actually, I think that one had the Obi strip on it. But I was kind of putting it off because like I like the album, but I didn't want to spend 15-20 bucks on it. I found it for a buck. This one, it's not perfect, but it's got some scratches. But it's a nice player. Other than the scratches, it sounds pretty good. But yeah, it's an interesting album. If you like Prague, especially, it's kind of for me. It's kind of it's one of those borderline ones but the fact that it's a really cool story. It's actually in English too. I think they grabbed some English teacher off the street or something to narrate it. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, it's got like narration and then he's like him going off on his guitar. It's different. Definitely worth the buck or two I paid for it, but yeah, it's up to you. If you're into Prague, you probably want to pay for it. But yeah, interesting album, tells a story, and it's awesome artwork, gorgeous oil paintings or whatever. This one too kind of struck. This is one that was kind of struck me too. Just like the artwork on it. All those psych ones. So Italian psych band. So Le Orme Ad Gloriam. Title track's pretty awesome. This was I think Steve turned me on to this one. I don't think he liked it as much as I did. Let's see. Album you listen to the most. That's an easy one. This is one of those transitional albums for me. Ziggy Stardust. Enough said. I have like 2 originals. They're both beat. So this might be my original. I got one that was like a slight upgrade. Like, so I just have both on the shelf, but neither one's in great shape. One of these days I need to upgrade that. An album you needed to get an original pressing of. Yeah, so what's his name? Lionel Richie's right on that one. But yeah, we probably shouldn't be saying OG. So I'm gonna bring back OP original pressing. So this one is one like I was going around Tokyo. I saw a record store and I was like, if they have this album or this album, I said like you can only buy these 2 albums. If they have these 2 albums, you can get one or the other or both. And they had this one. So Pink Fairies, Never Neverland. This is the one that has Do It on it. Yeah, so it's of course Pink or not. Twink, not Pink. Yeah, Pink Fairies though. So Twink, Paul, Russell, and Sandy. But yeah, great album. Yeah, would I call it proto punk? I don't know. Maybe Do It's pretty punky. I know there's been some punk covers of it. We're getting kind of long here. Last album you purchased. Oh, the last one that arrived anyway. I have a couple more outstanding. This actually might be the last one I purchased. I don't know. Velvet Underground, Loaded. I had an original. I stupidly sold it along with the Velvet Underground Butt album. I really wish I kept those. Those are some of the ones I regret selling the most. I think I sold it when I moved to Japan because I figured it was major label and I could find it again. Yeah, mistake. So yep, great album. Haven't broken the seal on it yet. That might show up in next week's video or something if I break the seal. An album you don't get. Yeah, this is a CD, but yeah, whatever. I don't get it. Why do people like this album? It's crap. Kyle O'Reilly. This is the one with what's her name? Booby album. I forget her name now. Anyway, yeah, her solo albums were kind of decent, but yeah, I don't get why people like this album. So luckily, I only pay like $1 or $2 for this at a thrift. So yeah, this is definitely going in the sell pile when I get around to selling some stuff. So just indie pop, indie whatever. Nothing crazy about it. Punk album or closest thing to it. I've shown this before. I love it. If you don't know it, check it out. Showed this the other week. My top 10 purchases of 2020, I guess. This is the 2020 reissue of Diet's Positive Energy. I think they're German. They're from that region anyway. If they're not German, they're one of the bordering countries. So the lyrics are, some of it's in English, some of it's I believe in German. But yeah, kind of political tinged, kind of between post punk and like your Discharge, crass type anarcho punk kind of stuff. It's in that wheelhouse. So it kind of goes between the two. A great album, love that album. And favorite 2020 reissues. So that one was definitely up there. I'm gonna go with this one though. Pylons, Gyrate again, post punk. See, all these things like they cross into each other. But yeah, great pressing. Another runner-up, I guess, would be the recent Dead 50th anniversaries that came out. So American Beauty, that's great sounding repress, 2020. But yeah, I'll go with this one. So Pylons, Gyrate, Athens, best art rock, whatever, art rock, post punk, whatever. It's a great album. Okay, I'm gonna sign off. We're getting long. Nobody, I don't know, man. I don't like these ones that get long. But yeah, that's my 2021 final tag. So JG Yokoma, thanks for watching.